Always talks very confidently and is always certain that he's going to win. Do you feel that he's maybe a little scared of losing his unbeaten record?
I don't want to judge, but my feeling too is I'm confident 101%. I'm not worried about this fight. I'm more worried about my last few fights with De La Hoya, Margarito and Cotto than this. So I'm not worried at all.
Why do you worry more about those fights?
Well, we know Cotto is a brawler and De La Hoya is a good boxer and Margarito is a big guy. So.
Manny, you made a bet with Floyd, a $5 million bet over drug testing, that if one man failed the drug test, they would pay the other $5 million. Has he accepted that offer?
What offer?
You made a $5 million bet with Floyd over drug testing.
Who made
and
the
if one
bet?
man failed a drug test, he'd pay the other $5 million. Has he accepted that?
The story came out.
Well, that story is, we proposed the $5 million penalty if either guy failed the drug test. They rejected it because they rejected it not because they were afraid of, to be honest. As we understand it, they said, look, if Manny fails the drug test, we'll collect a lot more than $5 million. And I told Michael Cons and Manny as well, if Mayweather fails the drug test, believe me, we'll collect more than the $5 million. So that's the reason that the fighters didn't make that $5 million penalty, not because they were afraid that they would fail the test, but they wanted to collect more if the other guy failed the test. But everything has been agreed as far as the drug testing is concerned.
Hi, Manny, over here. The people love you because you're known for putting an honest effort. You leave it all in the ring with every fight. And I think back to your very first fight with Marquez that ended in a draw. And I remember you being interviewed by Chino Trinidad on Filipino TV, and you cried. It's actually the only time I've ever seen you cry in the ring because I guess you felt like you let your people down. And I guess I want to compare that with your last loss against Marquez, where after the loss you were more at peace, it would seem, and willing to accept the loss as it was. My question is, with the millions in the bank and everything you've accomplished in the sport, that's done. Your legacy in that aspect is secure. Do you approach the wins and losses differently than you did 10 years ago mentally, or is it still the same?
The thing is, sometimes I'm emotional in the fight because the fans is important to me. The satisfaction of the fans that's the most important to me. How I can entertain them, how to make them happy. And sometimes I'm emotional because of my feeling that I want to give them, I want to make them happy, but I can't. You know what I mean? And this is part of boxing. I understand that, and now I'm more experienced than before.
With this particular fight, given how big it is, the magnitude, would a win or a loss have that extra, extra feeling for you in terms of a high or a low, whether you were to win or lose, or is it just like any other fight?
I'm a person that I don't want to think negative. I always think positive, and like what I said, the Lord, my God, will deliver him into my hands, and I believe that I'm going to win on May 2nd.
And the last question could be for Freddie and Manny, whoever wants to answer it. After that loss to Marquez, he's looked great. I mean, he beat Bradley, and I don't think he gets enough credit for beating Bradley twice, really. Him being undefeated and Algieri knocking him down 6 times. Freddie, what would you say, or Manny, what would you say has been the difference between that Marquez fight and this one? Was it just a lucky punch and it's business as usual, and you've been doing what you've been normally doing, or is there something different?
First, I don't discourage when I lost. It's part of boxing. not other boxers that when they get lost, they discarded in their career. I didn't get discouraged or disappointed, and you know, I charge to experience all that I have experienced, losing everything, and I learned that from losing, and to make me a better and a good fighter. When you lose, this, you know, it's part of your building you up into a higher level.